welcome back to Champion the Passion, a weekly pro wrestling podcast where we inspire you to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love. I'm your host, my name is Victoria Daisy, and today we're going to be recapping everything that happened last night on AEW Dynamite. But before we dive deeper, don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms, and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. But let's dive right into the opening match with Hangman Adam Page and Josh Alexander. Now, this was an insane match. I mean, so much hard-hitting action and ringside chaos. For example, Josh suplexed the crap out of Hangman onto the bare ground, not even on the mat surrounding. It was absolutely insane. But in the end, Hangman Adam Page won, and the reason I'm skipping through this really quickly is because all the drama happens after. So after the match, he cut a promo to remind everyone that he's still champion and that he gave his blood, sweat, and tears for this promo, yada, yada, yada. And then Kyle Fletcher came out, our TNT champion, and Kyle took some pages definitely out of the heel handbook by putting himself over, saying that the Don Callis family runs AEW, and then he said that on Collision he had issued a challenge to Hangman but still hasn't heard back, so he wanted to confront him to obviously get his answer. And so Hangman responded and said, well, if you want to make your point, then be a man and come in the ring. So Kyle got in the ring, and Hangman said that when he looks at him, he sees someone who has everything that it takes to be in this business. And he said that he sees a younger version of himself who stepped up to the plate so eagerly, ready to win gold, but ultimately was not ready. And so Fletcher responded saying that, that's something he's heard his entire career, and he decides when his prime time is, and that time is now. Then Hangman challenged Fletcher to a match for the AEW World Championship at All Out. But before that, Hangman wants him to earn it by leaving the Don Callis family behind. But Fletcher responded and saying that Don Callis family or not, it doesn't matter, because he will do what Hangman failed to do 6 years ago and walk out of All Out as AEW World Champion. And it was an absolutely fantastic promo from both sides, from obviously the vet in Hangman and obviously the semi-rookie in Fletcher. Fletcher is slowly on the rise to becoming a huge star in AEW, and I'm so excited and thankful to be able to watch it. He is so good in ring, so good on the mic, and his promo was absolutely phenomenal. But let's head into the second match of the night. We had a tag team match between Mercedes Moné and Emi Sakura, I hope I'm saying that right, versus Alex Winza and Riho. So this was a really, really fun match, okay? Lots of fun spots and great storytelling. I mean, these women are so incredible and truly put on a banger. But in the end, Alex Windsor and Riho won by actually tapping Emi out. It was technically a double tap because Riho tapped, or was it Alex? I think Alex tapped out Mercedes, but she was kind of like half in, half out of the ring, so didn't really count. But after that, we had a match between Ricochet and Shelton Benjamin. This was a wild match. So many intensified moves, and the storytelling was also really, really great here. And there was a lot of great move sequences and moments that just made this match all that it was. And in the end, Ricochet did take the W. And then after, GOA and the Hurt Syndicate came out to attack each other and create absolute chaos. Obviously, we know that there's stuff brewing for All Out, and I'm very excited about it. So next week is actually the quote go home show for All Out. So very excited. We have a lot going on next week in the world of professional wrestling. We have the go home shows for WrestlePalooza, Raw, and SmackDown. And then we also have the go home show for All Out on Dynamite. And then we also have NXT Homecoming. So big week for professional wrestling. Can't wait to cover it all. But let's head into our semi-main event. We had a Philly street fight between Toni Storm and Sky Blue. Now, this was probably one of the most insane street fights I've ever watched, to be honest. And I love AEW street fights because they are so unhinged and wild. And this one was definitely that. Both women were pulling every trick out of the playbook and doing the most wild things. I mean, there was kendo sticks, tables covered in mouse traps, trash cans, staplers. I mean, everything you could possibly think of was there part of this match. But of course, in the end, our AEW Women's World Champion, Toni Storm, took the W. And after the match, Julia Hart and Tekla came out to attack Toni. But then Chris Statlander and Jamie Hayter came out for the save. But that didn't do much because Julia Hart and Tekla were absolutely dominating and cleaning house, which I kind of was shocked about, to be honest. But I know we do have a Fatal 4-Way match for the AEW Women's World Championship at All Out. I believe it's Toni Storm defending against Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, Statlander and Tekla, so that should be really exciting. Very intrigued for that. But let's head into our main event. We had a 500K 10-man tag match, the Young Bucks and the Death Riders versus Brodito and the Ops. This was a wild match for so many reasons, because when you have 10 men in a ring at the same time, I mean, it wasn't necessarily at the same time, it was a tag match, but still, a lot of chaos can happen, and that's definitely what happened. I mean, I thought everyone worked really well together and collectively told a really good story in the ring, and they were all able to really come together to put on a banger, and I thoroughly enjoyed seeing Wheeler Yuta getting beat. It was fire. You guys know he is my least favorite wrestler in AEW, just like Roxanne Perez in WWE, and so I was just a very happy camper to see him get beat up, especially by Samoa Joe. Chef's kiss, obsessed. But in the end, the Young Bucks and the Death Riders won, and I'm really curious because with the Young Bucks winning, they're no longer broke boys. So curious to see how that goes moving forward with their storyline. But then after the match, this is where it gets really juicy. Darby Allin came out to attack Jon Moxley since that's his opponent at All Out. They have a match together. It's a coffin match, which is going to be insane. I cannot wait for that. But then a man in a black tracksuit came out to attack Darby. And when he revealed his identity, it was, lo and behold, Daniel Garcia. I was so shocked. That was the last person I ever expected to come out. I mean, huge shock to see him not just turn heel, but also align with the Death Riders. I am so excited to see where the storyline goes. And I feel like he was such an over babyface before, but now he might even just become a bigger star from this. Obviously, being under the wing of somebody like Jon Moxley, a vet who has done it all. I'm very excited to see where we go from here. But let's head into my overall thoughts. I thought it was a really good show. My match of the night, hands down, was the Philly Street fight between Toni Storm and Sky Blue. They did a tremendous job with this match and overall was just so entertaining. Then my segment of the night was the segment that happened after the opening match between Hangman Adam Page and Kyle Fletcher. I thought top to bottom, it was amazing. They had great dialogue and it progressed their storyline really well. Overall, I'd rate the show a solid 8 out of 10. Really, really good. And next week is going to be even better, and I cannot wait. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this episode of Champion the Passion. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms, and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. Don't forget to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!